Hi everyone, Happy New Year! This is the first video for 2022. On my Instagram, I did a poll if I should show y'all a flip through of my December daily 2020 or wait till November and share with y'all my crafty goals for this year. And there was 50-50. So you get a taco and you get a taco and you get a taco. So I'm gonna do both. So my December daily 2021, this Christmas that just passed, is pretty much non-existent. And if I have any time left in January, I will work on it, but I know I'm not going to finish it. And then I might have to do a Christmas in July. It'll probably be my first, which is so not like me, but I'll probably have to do that to just be caught up. But 2020 is done. So here we have this album, and it was kind of like a DIY. It's chipboard, and so I just painted it white and gave it this chalky like finish, and I'm totally fine with that. And you can still see a little bit of the gray, but I think I like that because the snowflakes, you can see a little more. This red was already here. It's like a canvas material, and I just hot glued these two ribbons. I got Hobby Lobby, and this is also from Hobby Lobby. This all came in one, iridescent with this red twine, white, and then it came with these beads here. And this red is kind of throwing me off because it is a darker red, but we're just gonna go with it. And it has these snowflakes on here that I hot glued to stay put because it was just driving me nuts. They were just either going all the way to the bottom or all the way to the top. The collection I used for this one is Merry Days because I have a ton of Merry Days. And I actually like Merry Days because I feel like it's just timeless because you have a little bit of modern and a little bit of classic. So let me show you some of my scraps here. So you have the foil, right? And then you got these colors that are so in right now, right? And then you have some classic combos, especially like this paper. You know, you got your greens and your reds and then some pinks. Like, I love this paper. And then again, we go to this modern mustardy yellow. I've used it 2 years now and I'm not tired of it. That's where these stars came from. I want to say this was a Tuesday morning find. I don't know if I got it for $4.99 or $7.99. Either way, super cheap. All right, so here's the inside. I don't know why I didn't go all the way. I could have just tied it and been done, but I didn't. So then I had to glue these homemade stars, and this is using that puffy paint that you use on fabric. And I know some crafters have wondered if you can use it the same as like Nuvo drops and stickles, and no, it will not keep its shape. And it does expand. Let's see. Some stars that I made. If you like that wonkiness, but if you were a perfectionist, don't try it. And then I had some Christmas book paper. So here is my first page. So title page. I kind of trimmed it too short, and so I had to add this ribbon here that I got at the Dollar Tree this year. These are from Pink Paisley, those acetate numbers. Now this here, I kind of had to add my own pink little berries, I guess, with just acrylic pink paint so that it can match this sticker. I don't have a reason why. I kind of just spaced. This is our Christmas card that we sent out. Just some layering here. Sorry for the glare. The velvet bow that I handmade. So this is mostly like a pocket album. Most of it is in pockets. I think for 2021, we'll see if I can do a lot of out of the pocket. We'll see. I find that this is easy. I have done a junk journal before, and I have a video. I'll put it right here, which is more of a plunk. Keep it there. And I find this easier with the page protectors in the pockets. So this is the first story. It's not December 1st per se. It's the first story of December. And that was us going to the Christmas tree farm. We're not buying Christmas trees anymore. We have an artificial one because we have been spending our Christmas in Texas. So our tree just doesn't get watered, it doesn't last, it dries up, and so we just thought, oh, we'll just get an artificial one, and then the years that we do stay here, we'll get a real one. And that's been working for us very well. Continue on. So cute. I love doing these because you just see their growth, you know, with the ruler. And then the second story was decorating the tree, and I'm in the I'm usually the one behind the camera taking the picture. And I told my husband, I have a goal this year. I want to be more in the December daily. I want my face to show up more. So he was taking these pictures for me. And okay, I love my husband. And he usually reminds me to take pictures. He's the one that remembers, because sometimes I could get real caught up in the moment. I won't remember to bust out my camera. But he is not a good picture taker. They're blurry. They're just out of focus. They're chopped off, or there's just so much negative space. It's hilarious. And so I just was gonna let it go and hope that there was gonna be some good ones, and there were like, this is precious and very candid. My daughter, we're just decorating the tree, and then she wakes up from her nap, and we decided she should put the star on. She's just a little over a year here. This is just, I want to say this came in a present, like wrapped in a bow, and I thought, oh, that would be fun for some texture. And then I just did this little sequence mix, and then this little flag. Continuing on, I love my photos, so sometimes I'll have 2 pages per story. They're still little, so every year really is different, and she got to help me with some of the ornaments this year. That was a huge deal for her. And then I wrote how my little one would take an ornament every time she came to the tree. One thing that flows throughout my whole December daily is my journaling. It is all typed up, and I love that consistency. Here is story number 3, and it's just about friends being friends, really. So someone brought me a peppermint mocha from Starbucks. And then here's a lovely winter bouquet. Then here, cookies for Santa. Now this is not Merry Days, because Merry Days doesn't have anything about baking. So this is from Simple Stories, I believe. So it's a little different. The colors are a little different, but I'm okay with that. Me giving my daughter instructions on how we're doing it, why we're doing it this way, like dry ingredients, wet ingredients. There's so much learning involved and patience. I just love baking with my girls during the holidays. This gingerbread man is from Michael's on a clearance. How cute is he? And he's out of the pocket. Story number 5. We went to the mall, and I love doing this. I've been doing this since me and my husband were dating, and we don't necessarily go for Christmas shopping. We go to see the window display, kind of like Christmas in the City, and we get candied pecans, like candied nuts or roasted or something, and we just walk and see all these beautiful displays. Story number 6 is just about Mila's current favorites. Her favorite Christmas song that year was Rocking Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee. And then she did this giant puzzle. She was super into puzzles. So she did this big one of David and Goliath. She was so proud. Story number 7. It was such a warm day, kind of odd for the December. And we went to the zoo. Was it Ellie's first time? Yep, at the zoo. And in the new playground that they were building, and so it was awesome. They're matching sweatshirts. So cute. I try to use up these fabric buttons. I think they're so cute, but I'm having a hard time where to put them again, because I think they're circular, and when it comes to circles, I get kind of stuck. And so I thought, oh, what if I use it like a rosette? And so that totally worked out. On this side over here, we have the 8th story, which was doing in Gingerbread House. And I got a whole bunch of small little gingerbreads. So everybody had their own individual gingerbread house to decorate. Perfect, because it was Mila's first time doing a gingerbread house. Yeah, Mila was very specific on where she wanted what. My husband's was so over the top, it was dripping. And mine was just really simple. And Ellie's, well, Ellie's was under construction. And of course she couldn't chew it, right? Because it's really hard. I don't think they're made for eating. This is not Merry Days. This is old. I'm not sure what collection that's from. Story number 9, daddy and daughter date. And then story number 10, my daughter and her blankie. She was wrapped in it at the hospital. I used it as a nursing cover, and now it's like her lovey when she sleeps. It still is to this day, and it's just so sweet. Then story number 11 is that year's new ornament. These felt ornaments that I saw at Tuesday morning. I want to say the original price for them was 2 for $27. And I was like, what? It's felt. And I think it comes all the way from Norway. And so Tuesday morning was selling them for $20, and I still thought a bit much, especially for the budget that we had that year. So I passed on it. And then when we went to Texas to spend Christmas with our parents, I saw them at Tuesday morning, and they were on a mega clearance. I want to say it was like 90% off. My mother-in-law bought me a set of 6, and I had to write about that because 2020 was just a rough year for all of us all around. And so when you see something like that, that was the only ornament that was on clearance, you know, and it was before Christmas. So for it to already be dropped to 90% off was just, yeah, it was just so sweet. Anyway, so I wrote about that. I think this paper is just perfect for that ornament, isn't it? December 12th, we had our team Christmas party. So just, you know, volunteers and staff from Good Tree. We exchanged gifts. We had yummy food. And yeah, before everybody goes to their own and has their holiday vacation with their families. And it was a lot of fun. And we got into really deep conversation. And while we were doing that, the kids were already played out. And so look what happens when you give them a screen. Yeah, they're all just gathered around it. And I think they're watching this show that doesn't really have any like lines. It doesn't have people saying things. It's just about animals. I forgot what it's called. It's an Australian show, I want to say. But it's really funny and really cute. December 13th. So this is actually the day, December 13th. It snows, which was pretty funny because this would have happened before our Christmas party. I don't think we would have had a Christmas party. We would have had to cancel. So that night it snows this much. Everything was just covered. It's so beautiful. And so I didn't use Merry Days for this because not a lot of snow, but this is also full size pictures, so I didn't have to use too much of another collection. Yeah, this is from Michael's. This is from Hobby Lobby. Oop, can't see that. Okay, here we go. There's my husband and my daughter snowball fight. They made a snowman, kind of skinny snowman. Everybody's like, did he go on a fast? And then here's just a flip up of more photos of just, look at that face. Just super happy and excited. Just love that. And my selfie did this red thing, and I just didn't reprint it again, but I don't know why I did that. It's fixed now, but I didn't have time to fix it then. So it was Ellie's first snow, and she was a bit puzzled at first. She was fine just looking at it. As it was dropping on her face, it was just freaking her out. It was so cold, I think. Completely covered. So beautiful. The next day, the sun was out, so we thought, let's dress up the girls and they can play in the snow. She was not having it. Look at this face. Look at that face. And she's not even in it yet, right? And there she is in it, and it is like, this was right before she started crying. Like, nope. She has a snowsuit and everything, and still just she didn't want to touch it. It's like, no thanks. It was really cold. It didn't last very long. Then I can't remember if this is the day 15th or it could be story 15. It just doesn't matter to me. So 9 days until Christmas. I need to pack, and between my two girls, I could not get 20 minutes to do something, whether it was to exercise. So there I am trying to exercise, and there's my daughter. It was just cold, and snow means no break for mama. Only a few more days until vacation. God help me is what I typed up here. This is Heidi Swap. And then I wrote about my daughter's favorite movie that year, and it was The Drummer Boy. Which is funny because this year her favorite song is the Drummer Boy song. Wrote here how I remember when my mom bought that on VHS. 16, we went ice skating. And this time it was inside, and I think because of COVID, they were only allowing a certain number of people in. To really enforce how many people they wanted, I think it was better if they had it inside instead of outside where people could just come and go all the time. I actually love that because where they were putting the ice rink was in between these skyscrapers, so the wind was, oh, it didn't matter if it was a sunny day or what, you were still cold because that wind would just blow through. 17, this is the actual day 17, and we were going to hop on a plane later that evening, so we did our family Christmas that morning. So we only did the very big gifts that of course we can't take on the plane or we can't bring back. So that year I got my daughter a Barbie house, and I was so excited to give her that because as a mom, I've noticed that I'm super excited when I'm able to give my daughter something that I wanted as a child but couldn't get for whatever reason. The fact that I am able to give that for my kid is such a blessing. And so I just wrote about that and how she was just super excited. Putting it up though was 3 afternoons, so it was like 6 hours. Her reaction made it worth it. Then we're on the airplane, so that's part of December 17th. We did that again. I'll have to reprint these for sure. Added some of that for texture because sometimes I feel like it's just too much paper, so I'm going to add that for texture. And then here I added something new I got this year. So that is from Baby M, and so that's from there. It says Buenas noches because when we got there it was pretty late. I want to say it was like 11 p.m. and she was conked out. She did really good. Then the 18th, I think I get on the actual date when we get closer to Christmas. My stepmom has a care provider for her son who also happened to be a fantastic cook of Mexican food, and she loves to cook, so that's great for us. So whenever we come and visit, she asks us what would we like, and I've never liked huevos rancheros. Never have. Growing up, never. Even as an adult, but she made them for me. The salsa, the eggs were just perfect. The tortillas were just soft but not too floury. Oh my gosh, she made me a huevos rancheros addict. So now whenever we go down to Texas, I have huevos rancheros. But anyways, she makes them the best. And originally this said waiting on Santa, and I put waiting on Blanca to finish cooking that delicious Mexican breakfast. Flip this around, we have December 19th. My friend Nason introduced us to Abuelita Milkshake. That's right, Mexican hot chocolate milkshake. Oh my word. Y'all, I think I had 2 back to back. And then before we left, I had another one. So I had 3 of these on our on our Christmas vacation. So delicious. So I had to write about that. And then that night, my sister got in and we all went out for dinner at a local Italian restaurant called Coletti's. Of course, it's a very fancy place. Everybody in there was dressed very nice, and we're not. So we're probably one of those that like totally ruin the mood. We were so tired, all of us, because he's also an EMT, and she just came from the road, like I said, and you know, I have an infant, so I'm just tired. And so we all just went like in our sweats and t-shirts, but it was okay. The 20th, spend some time with family, so it's a picture of grandma, and this was kind of like a Frankenstein pocket page acetate that I had to hand stitch on here because my sewing machine will not go through acetate, but I kind of like the look of that. It's kind of nice. And then I did a shaker here. Pretty fun making this, but took quite some time. I won't do this again. And then we had a botana. So this, I I wish I would have blown this up a little more because the small doesn't do the justice of, sorry for that guys, my nail is not dirty. We just had some barbecue and so that right there is a bunch of spices. I should have let y'all know that before. Anyway, moving on. Okay, I wish I would have blown this up because then you could have seen better in detail how big this was. Ridiculous amount of food for just 4 people and we were 5 and we couldn't finish it. That's insane. That much food here, $100 easy. That's just insane, right? And it also comes with rice and beans, guacamole, salsa. Oh my gosh. Then the 21st, my sister arrives with her kids too. Well, of course, right? The whole family gets here. And so I just document about that and how my niece is total preteen. There we are in Starbucks and she just such a delight to see her grow into such a beautiful young lady. Story number 22 is about the local coffee shop that we just love and I'm so glad it has been staying open because usually places like this don't last long in the valley. I'm so glad that people are supporting it because it's really good coffee. So if you're around the valley area in South Texas, please visit Bandera. They have a special drink called Tormenta and that's horchata milk with espresso. So delicious. December 23rd was about the candlelit service at my dad's church, which is super special to me because this is a church I grew up in and I did my first like Sunday special there. I learned how to sing there. I led worship there. And now my daughters and my nieces are singing this Christmas carol and we're guiding them through that song and it was just super special just thinking about the blessings in my life and this was such a special moment for me. However, the card itself was kind of hard. I don't like the way it turned out, but we're going with it. I put here sounds of the season. None of this is from Merry Days. I don't know if maybe that's why, but it's still nice. Yeah. Here we are with my uncle, whom I hadn't seen in over 20 years. So that was special as well. I just love this. It's also from that Baby M collection. It says, Juntos es mejor. Cut out some gold foil and popped it up so it could be more of an embellishment instead of just flat because all of this is so much paper. Oh, and then with stickles, I put service here. I think I wrote it with white pen first and then I went over it with some stickles. So it says candlelight service. I think this was like the last page and I just wanted it to be done. You could tell. All right, then we have Christmas Eve. So here we just have a photo of all of us. The tradition keeps going. A Mexican Christmas dinner. Tamales, frijoles, arroz, salsa, tomato sauce, guacamole with Mexican sodas. Kept it pretty simple. And these were Hobby Lobby clearance. I need some red thicker, so I'm glad I picked those up. Then Christmas morning, my sister is making us a southern breakfast, biscuits and gravy. I never had that before, and so I'm glad my first time having it was homemade. And there she is cooking. She's in her happy place. Now this right here is not any Christmas collection. That was like a Hobby Lobby clearance. I just picked out the ones that really matched like the Christmas colors. So this green and that yellow, which is in the Merry Days. So it wouldn't stick out too bad. That's all of us there helping her cook. And again, that is from that Baby M collection from Laura Ballora. I think I'm saying that right. And it says, my heart is exploding. Then the kids waiting patiently as we're cooking that breakfast, right, to open their gifts. My daughter has one in her hand. They did really, really good. They didn't have to wait too long, but they did really, really good. And then the kids picked out gifts for one another. So I documented that. It was very sweet to see them hand them out. And I really liked doing this to just really not have it so flat. And by that I mean, like, if this wasn't here, it would just be paper, paper, paper. And so by adding this little thread, just gives it some texture. So again, this is from Baby M collection. So some Spanish words in here. I just love that. And then I just put some washi tape there. Over here is pretty simple. And I put Santa Claus here because he has a beard and Santa Claus has a beard. So I thought it would go. And then Christmas wishes made real because look, I think I've shown this before in what I got for Christmas video, but it is a What a Burger mustard pin. It's a stocking stuffer for my sister. And then we went over to my in-laws, and their tradition is they read the story of the first Christmas, and it's always such a sweet moment. My father-in-law just gets touched. We just all start tearing up just thinking about the first Christmas and Jesus. And then they always keep Christmas interesting and funny. All the presents were wrapped in this wrapping paper, which is orange and has a a cameo type of, it's like a fall Christmas paper. And my mother-in-law said, I asked Jerry to pick up some wrapping paper and he came home with this fall one, and it's it just made us laugh because that's so them. Anyway, this is the Christmas coffee that we got, or did he send it to us? A friend of ours owns 3 coffee shops in Omaha. Really good coffee. You want to support local and get a coffee subscription, you should try my friends. I'm not joking. My husband is really serious about his coffee and it's really good. He's tried coffees from all over the US. So we're really proud of his success. And this was Ethiopian. It was a natural, and the undertones were like a chocolate cherry cordial, which I totally tasted. So we like our coffee black, so we can really taste that, but I've put in creamer in it. It's totally fine too. And then this is the end. This was Christmas night, enjoying a traditional American Christmas meal with the turkey and the stuffing and the mashed potatoes. Really try to use up the chipboard because I have quite a bit of it. Added some stickles, and that is it. That is my December daily flip through. If you have a food sticker collection, which I do, try to bring them out in your December daily. You'd be surprised how much you would use those food stickers. I'm so glad that I picked up that Spanish collection so I could add in some Spanish words in here, because if we go down to Texas for Christmas, it is going to be a Hispanic Christmas. So love that. A lot of simple stories. I think this is Echo Park, actually. One thing that happened this year was that I was able to use up the 6x8 paper pad from Merry Days. I mean, completely. It's gone. Yay! If you have any questions, I think I was pretty thorough. Okay, y'all, this video was pretty long. I hope you enjoyed this video. Those who voted for December daily flip through, I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you're one of those voters. And I'll see you on my next one, which is about my crafty goals for 2022.